All right, as we continue our conversation regarding relationships, power struggles in relationships to be more specific. We had a call from Michelle in Cape Town who says that she's got a very strong personality, Dr. Eve, and initially guys are very attracted to this, but later on they find it intimidating and overwhelming. What should she do? And why does this even happen?
Well, I can well understand that. So when you get into a relationship, as I said earlier, you try and almost push aside who you really are to please this person. So I understand for Michelle, it was very attractive for a man to see this strong woman. But then it begins to feel almost as if either you're going to be rejected, there's like a fear of being rejected by this strong woman, or else you feel kind of claustrophobic, like you can't breathe. Those are the two poles that we go into when there's this thing called a power struggle. We become quite afraid and terrified that we're going to be abandoned by this person, the strong person, or else, as I said, that we're going to be absolutely overwhelmed and flooded and we're going to lose ourselves. So we begin to fight back, and we begin to fight back on small issues and then on big issues again. And so it might just, and I'm sorry for Michelle, I don't want her to be feeling that a strong woman, whatever that may be, and I guess that's somebody who's confident and has secured a place for herself in her life and in society, and that she's finding that men just, you know, are not appreciating that. Michelle, you've got to find a man who can stand in his own light. He's going to be able to appreciate all that you are and is confident and powerful and strong in himself.
Well said, Dr. Eve. Let's quickly go back to the street and find out your opinion on how the differences in income affect the power struggles in your relationship.
Money doesn't affect our relationship because I loved my boyfriend since we were in high school. Yeah, he didn't have money. Even now, he don't work. Life is not for money.
It doesn't affect me, really. She has a good job. I have a good job. She'll say, listen, let's go to movies, it's on me. Or I'll say, let's go to dinner, it's on me.
I think sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. So maybe I like to save him and my person likes to spend money.
No, not really. But then, you know, relationships are different. Sometimes money would mean something at some point, but no, it doesn't really affect it, no.
It really doesn't at all. Income and money really doesn't. We're both students.
In my relationship, no. But I've seen with other people it does, because maybe the girl is financially stable and the guy is not, and maybe he can't do what he wants to do for her at that time.
All right, some very, very interesting voxies coming through there, that money doesn't matter. It's all about the love. Of course, this is not the case in a blesser relationship, but we do have a caller on the line right now. Good morning. Oh, okay, unfortunately, we might have just lost that because of technicalities. But let's just quickly get back into this. So, I mean, I think the traditional kind of sense of it is that the man would be earning more of the money and therefore has this power in the relationship. But what happens when the lady is the one that's earning more in this heterosexual relationship, and guys, they feel touched about this? Why do we feel touched?
It's this terrible story that men have to be the providers. But, you know, it's evolutionary, Katlego. We men can't get away from it. And they have this instinctive urge, the moment that they get into a significant relationship, or certainly from the time they have children, that they have to be the providers. And that's when they get into this incredibly high-stress situation where they feel, I have to be the one who's bringing in the income, I have to be the one. And then the power struggle begins, where she's the one who's also bringing in money, or has more money, or has inherited, or is a trust affair in whatever her situation is, where she's got some money. And then it's like he begins to feel, well, what is my role? What can I actually provide? And then it becomes a very difficult situation where there is a struggle around, what am I providing and what are you providing? That's supposed to be my role traditionally, and now you've taken it over, and leads to incredible tension and conflict. And potentially that's when abuse can happen. Potentially that's when gender-based violence begins to happen. And I wish that men could be comfortable with recognizing that women are just equal, should be equal, and that it should be an honouring, and it should be a relief to them that they don't have to be able to bring in. I think it's, you know, really fantastic.
Carry 100% of the load. You can share it now in the team.
But how fantastic to have dual income.
All right.
Doesn't matter who's bringing what.
Let's take a quick call right now on the line. Tess from Johannesburg, good morning to you. Is it Tess from George? Hello, Tess.
Hi.
Hello, Tess. Ah, fantastic. Yes, you can hear us. I hope the weather is treating you well in George. What is your question or your comment?
I'm the one in the relationship that wears the pants, and I would like to know if it's okay because my boyfriend is completely okay with it, and we are okay in our relationship, but people, as in society, don't always expect it. They think I'm bossy and I sit on his head and stuff, and what can I do? And if it is okay, if it's all right.
Can I ask the question, Tess, when you say you wear the pants, what does that mean?
Exactly
How does it
what I want to
manifest in your relationship?
I make the most decisions, and like when we go to a restaurant, I'd order for him, but he likes it like that.
All right.
Well, you know, you've answered your own question. If it's something that's not causing tension between the two of you, you really shouldn't care what other people think about it. If he's comfortable, I mean, you're going to really have to check in if he's comfortable, and then he's not sneaking around and finding that he's going to feel empowered somewhere else with somebody else. And he's just saying to you, Tess, you know, I'm good with this, I'm good at this. Are you sure that he is good at that?
I think Tess
Tess
might
is
have just
gone.
been, yeah, she's listening
Well,
to But I guess
good.
at the end of the day, it's also about surrounding yourself with the kind of people that are supportive of that kind of healthy structure in your relationship, if indeed it is.
I think that there's always going to be questions around that. I think it is never going to be accepted to see that the woman so-called wears the pants and that she's making decisions. It really depends on what works for the two of them. But check in with him if he's feeling okay.
Absolutely. Well, we'll continue after the break where we discuss how to constructively manage this power struggle within a relationship.
Yeah.
This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We'll be right back after this.
You can